Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hivemind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. You might have noticed not many people have been talking about Sidney Powell as of late. I think most people forgot about her and think absolutely nothing is going on there. But what if I told you Sidney might be back, and she might be back for a while? So here's the thing, there's actually a rumor going around that Sidney Powell might be assigned as a special counsel going forward. Yep. Now for the last couple weeks, we've been covering all the special counsel investigations. There's a decent chance that there's a special counsel assigned to investigate the Hunter emails as well. And so while the president had to deal with the Mueller report, which was based on phony, salacious information, Joe Biden might have to deal with 2, maybe even 3 special counsels at this point. The first one, of course, we know is Obamagate. John Durham is continuing his special counsel investigation into the Obama administration, the FBI, and the CIA. The second would, of course, be on the Hunter laptop, that entire Biden family syndicate fiasco, which seems to be getting even crazier every single day if you've been following my channel. Some of these text messages and emails that have been coming out as of late are a little bit crazy. And the third would potentially be, or at least the rumor is right now, Sidney Powell investigating the 2020 election as a special counsel. And if you guys aren't aware, a special counsel cannot be fired. Joe Biden can't just fire the prosecutor.
I said, you're not getting the billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Well, son of a got fired. And they put in place someone who was solid.
And so when I say Joe Biden is potentially in serious trouble, and also Sidney Powell may be back, and back for a while, back big time, I'm not exactly lying. But of course, it's a very interesting topic, so we got a lot to talk about. But before we get into any of it, consider subscribing, hitting the notification bell, share the video as much as possible. We are still shadow banned from the YouTube algorithm. I'm sure you guys are aware, but in late November, there was an algorithm change that affected a ton of channels on the side of independent political commentary. So support me by sharing the videos, and of course, support everyone else. It's the only way that we could take it to the mainstream. Now with that out of the way, let's roll the tape. Alright, so check out this story straight from the Daily Mail. Trump holds meeting with lawyer Sidney Powell, who he fired for, quote, theories, as he considers making her special counsel to investigate voter issues. Donald Trump on Friday held a meeting with Sidney Powell, who was unceremoniously dropped from his legal team to consider appointing her as a special counsel on election issues, according to a report. Powell, who was Michael Flynn's lawyer and is known for her support of wild theories, was briefly a member of Trump's team headed by Rudy Giuliani. On Friday, as Powell was in the White House, Giuliani joined the discussion by phone. White House counsel Pat Cipollone pushed back on the ideas proposed. Powell accused other Trump advisors of being quitters, according to the People brief. Trump and Giuliani have pushed for data as evidence of widespread issues within the election, despite being unable to bring any proof before a judge. Bill Barr, the Attorney General, rejected publicly the idea of widespread voter issues weeks ago. His resignation was announced this week. And so obviously you can tell there's a decent amount of bias framing within this representation. A lot of it is also inaccurate, but what I think is potentially quite accurate is the president lining up Sidney Powell as a special counsel, and I don't think she's going to be the only one. We've already named 3, there might even be more. If the dreaded scenario of Joe Biden being inaugurated on January 20 comes a reality, you can pretty much bet your house that the president isn't going to go easy or go without a fight. And probably the last thing he does on his way out is issue tons of pardons, tons of executive orders, and of course these special counsel investigations. And Joe Biden is going to have to deal with all of them because, of course, every single one of them is going to be targeted towards some sort of scandal or some sort of issue in relation to Joe Biden. We've already got one executive order that's right around the corner planning on targeting China. We know there's going to be tons of investigations, and at the same time, we know the Democrats and Joe Biden and their connections to China. And let's just say Joe is not exactly going to have 4 years of smooth sailing. And if it doesn't go so well, who's to say the Democrats don't turn on him and get rid of poor old Sleepy Joe with the 25th Amendment, or just straight through impeachment? Joe Biden currently is being set up to be the most lame duck president in American history. He will not be able to do anything. That's of course given the scenario that the Democrats don't secure the Senate, which pay attention folks because they actually might. Don't call me a quitter. I know a lot of you guys don't appreciate when I say that, but you need to pay attention to the news cycle because the fact of the matter is I'm being realistic. The polls are showing a very tight race and the Democrats are drumming up a ton of enthusiasm to get people to vote. While of course we know enthusiasm for the GOP is probably at the lowest it's been since President Trump on election night 2020. They've already secured so many hundreds of thousands of mail-in ballots. If you expect to compete with the Democrat machine, you need serious voter turnout, and I just haven't seen it just yet. But you know what I have seen, and what we continue to see, is more reason for special counsels to start targeting Joe Biden, or of course his son, and by virtue, Joe as well. Just like the Ukrainians are right now, having Joe Biden and his brother Jim listed by name in a criminal investigation? Well, there's an email that just came out today to Joe Biden from Joan. That's the easiest $500 million you ever made, exclamation mark. Of course, we don't know the context of this just yet, but the subject says, reply, important forward director agreement for execution plus supplementary docs. And the question is, what is this $500 million? It could be nothing, it could be a joke, who knows what it is, but we're constantly seeing a trend here. You'd be naive to give absolutely no merit to any type of suspicion in relation to this email targeted towards, once again, Hunter Biden just magically making millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of dollars while literally being a crackhead with absolutely no work experience other than being dishonorably discharged from the military. We've also got this email right over here. If it comes up per your question a couple days ago, the following are all of your equity interests you hold ultimately via Owasco LLC. They may pass through a couple things too. Rosemount Seneca Advisors, RSP Investments, BHR, Eudora, Tadic Grill, RSTP1, RSTP2, Alpha, and Bravo. And so the first email is actually Hunter Biden's accountant telling him that's the easiest $500 million he's ever made. The second one is pretty much proof that Hunter Biden has a stake in Rosemount Seneca, which when tied to the whole Russian oligarch thing who had paid him to launder, I believe, what was it, $5 million to the US, lefties were claiming it was debunked and Hunter Biden had no stake in Rosemount Seneca and had no gain from the money that was transferred. This seems to indicate otherwise. And this next email, potentially the most damning of all, bear with me here, allegedly Hunter Biden is asking his accountant how much money he would be making passively if he went to jail. Why would Hunter Biden want to know how much money he'd be making in jail is a little bit interesting. Why did he assume that he was going to jail? What was he doing? But this is the email in response. 110% absolute income now is $220K a year from Burisma. That is if you split the $500K 50-50 with Devin. I am deducting $25K from your $250K because you approximately have $2K in expenses through Owasco PC. As for potential income, I would feel comfortable saying that you can for sure make more than $62.5 thousand a month by mid-2017. That equates to $750,000 on an annual basis. I believe you can do better, but if it is a question of going to jail or not, I think $750,000 is the right number. We will send you percentages and description of projects in a separate email. Once again, Hunter Biden, crackhead Biden with no experience, just magically seems to be a multi-millionaire, just magically doing nothing, even when he's in jail. Just his name, Hunter Biden, makes him $1 million a year. We've also got this one right over here. Dear all, this morning the White House hosted a conference call regarding the Vice President's upcoming trip to Ukraine. Attached is a memo from the Blue Star Strategies team with the minutes of the call, which outlined the trip's agenda and addressed several questions regarding U.S. policy towards Ukraine. We hope this is helpful. Please let us know if you have any questions. And that email was sent to Hunter Biden and Devin Archer and Burisma Vadirn Bozarski. And so once again, it seems as though there's circumstantial evidence of Joe Biden being connected, whether in a small way or a big way, we don't know yet, but being connected nonetheless. And so guys, we have one standard of justice for one side and another for the other. You either play by the establishment's rules and games and you get ultimate protection from the media, or you don't and you get the media onslaught that the president has been subjected to for how long now. But the worst part about this is considering all of these emails that I just showed you guys. I mean, this is scathing, fiery stuff. Where's the media? Where is the CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS? Where are they? They've devoted pretty much zero time to any of this. And of course, the reality is that most people are just unaware that any of this stuff even exists. I mean, look at what I'm showing you guys. This is groundbreaking. This is like national security risk type stuff. And I'm just a small guy on YouTube who opens up his computer and records into a microphone. And I'm the one covering the slack that the media purposely avoids talking about. What kind of backwards reality is this? Not to mention, we're being suppressed by YouTube all the while. No one is talking about one of the most important national security risks under a potential Biden administration. It's an absolute shame, and it pretty much proves that journalism is dead in the year 2020. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to leave a like, a comment, subscribe, share the video as much as possible. We are still shadow banned by the YouTube algorithm, hidden from non-subscribed viewers. This is important information, so of course get it out there. Now I gotta get back to work because there's a whole lot of hypocrisy that must be exposed on a daily basis. You guys know the drill, so I'm gonna get to that. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.